You know what I need? A haircut. You know what you need? This Week in Esports and Gaming for the third week of May 2022. And you know who can provide that? Me, Mark Kai. So let's get right into it. For our first top 3 story, Saudi Arabia's PIF, or Public Investment Fund, have bought a 5% stake in Nintendo. The Public Investment Fund did not really say much about this actual investment, saying they bought it for investment purposes, which is quite possibly the vaguest reason you could have to buy any stock in any company ever. In addition to Nintendo, they own more than a 5% stake in Capcom and Nexon with a combined value of over $1 billion, as well as a 96% stake in SNK, as well as $3 billion worth of stock in Activision, Blizzard, EA, and Take-Two as well. So the Saudi PIF is very active in AAA gaming studios and gaming companies with all these investments, which could cause some concern for gamers, given the history of Saudi Arabia and their government and human rights in the past. That being said, Nintendo reported a 3.6% sales dip this past year to $13.1 billion, which means that this extra cash flow could be very good for the company in general. I also think this is a bigger trend of AAA companies, or AAA public companies at least, potentially getting acquired, which is wild to think that the biggest gaming companies could just be bought out. They're already public as well, which I think that just shows a little bit about how large they are. The PIF has invested in pretty traditional gaming companies so far, so I'm wondering if they'll be looking into Web3 or blockchain or even esports companies as well. TikTok are testing a gaming functionality out. They've been running tests in Vietnam for users to play games through their app, and they're hoping to roll out the gaming functionality more in Southeast Asia throughout Q3 of this year. They also have confirmed that they are testing HTML5 apps or games within the app here. So they're taking a Netflix approach to gaming. We've seen so many social media and tech companies like Facebook and Netflix get more into gaming by integrating games into their platform to increase the amount of offerings that they have on there. This is a hope to investors to show diversification of the product overall and ultimately get more users and hopefully have them spend more time in the actual app itself. That's a key metric to a lot of these tech companies, is how much time is our average user spending inside the app. If they can bump that number up through games or videos or whatever type of product offering they have, that's a good sign for the app, because that shows people are more interested in it, and investors are happy when there's more people on the actual app itself. Because of this, I think a lot of companies are trying to do some cool stuff, so gaming is obviously one of them, and so they're going to try and increase that metric to be deemed successful. I'm curious to see if any other social media sites like Instagram or Twitter start doing more of these in their apps to increase social media time spent, and maybe potentially even use this as a revenue diversification with in-app purchases. Certain Affinity are going to cover employee relocation expenses for health reasons and health rights. So the CEO, Max Haberman, wrote an entire letter about the recent leaked U.S. Supreme Court opinion to potentially overturn Roe v. Wade. And since they're located in Texas, which has been known to be a very pro-life state, they're covering employees' relocation expenses to any other state or province in which employees have their medical needs and they are able to actually be met there. So Bungie, Hinterland, and ArenaNet are among other companies to also take a stand on this recent issue, similar to Certain Affinity, which is saying something about the gaming space here. The main thing here is that companies are supporting their employees during this time of political change. We've seen the menstrual leave policy for GOG games with their employees, and the companies are rapidly having to adapt for the potential future as well, given the political climate, not only in the United States, but globally as well. While it does show the political side of gaming and esports, it's not necessarily something that should be thought of as super political. It's simply giving employees more options to do what they feel is best for them. They can stay in those states if they want to. It's just giving them an option to leave if they don't feel as comfortable there. So I'm hoping this sets a precedent for other companies, that this is not something that gaming and esports, really companies, they can control themselves. They can't really control politics. So at least giving people an option to be wherever their political preferences lie or where their health rights lie is something that I think will set a lot of precedent for other gaming companies in the future. As far as partnerships go, Sport5 partnered with NYXL to be the exclusive commercial sales agency for NYXL to help them get more sponsorships and partnerships. This comes recently after T1 and Faker left Sport5 to join CAA. Team Vitality partnered with JBL. Team Vitality players, HQ, and training facilities will have JBL speakers and headsets, and they will also work together on research and development for new gaming headphones as well. ESL partnered with Lenovo for an IEM tournament partnership. This will be an online and in-person tournament activations with booths in their tournaments and also online content initiatives. They will replace Acer as the official PC partner for IEM. The Esports Awards will be taking place in Las Vegas, and they'll be renewing their partnership with Secret Lab and Verizon. It will take place at the Resorts World Theater as well in Las Vegas, and they renewed their partnerships with Secret Lab and Verizon for their December show. As far as finance and M&A go, Hyperlap raised their valuation to $7.5 million. This is a hyper-casual mobile gaming company based in Turkey, and they just raised a seed round, and they were founded in 2019 using this funding to expand the team as well. The non-profit Dagger System acquired Can I Play That? Can I Play That is a publication focused on accessibility in gaming, and no financial details were released, but it's good to see an emphasis on accessibility in the gaming space via this acquisition. Azure Games raised a $15 million seed round, which was led by Andreessen Horowitz, which is timely with their Games Fund 1 announcement as well. There's also participation from NFX, Coinbase Ventures, Play Ventures, and Franklin Templeton. This will be used to scale the development of their first game, Project Arcanus, which is a sci-fi RPG NFT-based game. Network Studios raised a $46 million Series A. This was led by Griffin Gaming Partners with participation from Kleiner Perkins as well as Galaxy Interactive. This will be used to launch the studio's first 2 Web3 games. As far as workforce changes go, Jonathan Peltz joins Yougov as the account director for tech, gaming, and esports. He's deep in sales before doing property sales in Florida with Integrity 9 Sports and Entertainment. He also did business development at Loud and Live and did partnerships with Feld Entertainment. He joins Nicole Pike among others at Yougov. Joe King joins Tencent Games as Senior Community Manager. He spent 3 years at GameStop doing social media and 6 years in the past at Gearbox doing influencer community management. He will now be supporting community initiatives for Tencent Games. Tim Seven Hoisting, Chris Venisi, and Bobbin Singh joins 100 Thieves as the Director of Esports Analytics and Account Executive and Senior Social Producer. Tim is supporting 100 Thieves Esports rosters with a focus on player development and scouting. He was previously the head of Esports Data and Science at Esports One. Chris was doing brand partnerships at TikTok for the previous 2 years and worked at Ogilvy as well for a year and a half before that. He will be now supporting 100 Thieves to get more partnerships. And Bobbin spent a year at Dignitas doing social media production as well. He will now be on the social and content team supporting those initiatives at 100 Thieves. Justin Lambros rejoins Google as the Global Head of Game Product Specialist and Play Partnerships. Not his first time at Google, he was an executive producer for Stadia for 3 years from 2018 to 2021. He recently was actually at 100 Thieves before returning now to help partners get the most of Google Play Games platforms. Andrew Schneider joins Genvid Holdings as the president and CMO. He has lots of experience as the CMO of Foxbet as well as the VP of marketing for Disney streaming services in the past. He's held executive roles at Sony and NBC as well, and his responsibilities will be overseeing massively interactive live events. Michael Gessner and Fabian Arvizu have been promoted at Riot Games to the Senior Director of Operations and Global Brand Manager respectively. Michael's been with Riot for 7 years now and he will oversee all operations of the Wild Rift business unit. He was previously head of technical product management for Wild Rift and he spent time at Activision as executive producer as well before Riot. Fabian was the marketing manager for Valorant, League of Legends, Legends of Runeterra, and TFT for LATAM. He will now be seeing overall global brand strategy for Wild Rift and he spent time at Colgate as well as Coca-Cola in the past doing brand management. Bruno Meyer joined Sport5 as a sales manager for esports and gaming. He will be joining a plethora of other Sport5 esports and gaming folks, and he was previously doing sports marketing in his own consulting company, and he spent 5 years at Puma doing sports marketing in the past as well. Zak Katz joins FaZe Clan as the president and COO respectively. He was previously at BMG as a president and was as CEO of the music and tech investment group BMG. He's overseeing content, talent, merch, partnerships, sponsorships, basically everything according to the press release, and he also has a JD from Loyola Law School. As far as new stuff goes, Full Squad Gaming literally went on tour. They made a gaming bus and they're going across the southern United States to interview players, pro players, as well as streamers, and then make content and more things like that. As this video is actually being uploaded, they are located in Austin and they're going to be going to Dallas, Atlanta, Orlando, and ending in Miami in June. That's it for this week in esports and gaming. Thank you so much for tuning in. Credit to the authors and publications themselves for the images and press releases provided. If you know someone who'd find this valuable, please tag them down below. And as always, have a great day, everybody.